are live in the test kitchen right here at Sweet Swine of Mine Distributing from Byhalia, Mississippi. Beautiful Byhalia, Mississippi. It's slinging boats around here. We're going to turn them upside down so they don't catch wind anymore. I was going to show you how strong of a fan we got going on here. Ain't nobody watching yet, so let me share this thing. Let's see. Hey, Lambert, how you doing, bud? Somebody's commenting already.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't see it on here. Hold on. Let me see. Caitlin Crane says, hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
All right. Hey, how you doing? Tired. You just got back from Hammond, Louisiana today?
About an hour ago.
Tell me what's going on down there.
Down there is it's one of them destruction situations.
Yeah.
Back when they had that big flood in 2016, it was just flood generated chaos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff underwater. They got 72 inches of rain in like a 36-hour period.
Oh.
And so now, and that was pretty widespread. The Amite River flooded and everything. It caused a lot of problems. But this is a bigger swath. And pretty much I'm going to say from Amite, Louisiana, which is, 25 miles north of, or 20 miles north of Hammond.
Yeah.
All the way to the coast.
Yeah.
Probably 100 miles wide, or every bit of 60 miles wide.
Yeah.
Ain't no power.
No power.
So they said it knocked down the transmission line across the Mississippi River that feeds New Orleans. So New Orleans is without power for the foreseeable month.
Wow.
Before they even get the transmission lines back up. And at Hammond, where we got to really look around, there's just trees down everywhere. I mean, 200-year-old live oaks, pine trees, 30 inches diameter, snapped off like toothpicks everywhere, hanging in high lines hanging down, snapped, trees hanging in them, and it's just dark. There's a 7 p.m. curfew.
7 p.m.
And, every major intersection's got multiple police there. And so the police really are stretched kind of thin. But it's at the end of the day, you can't get food, you can't get water. There are no restaurants, there aren't any hotels, and you have to fight tooth and nail to get out of your driveway or out of your street to go anywhere. And if you do go anywhere, they've got a couple of truck stops and a couple of Lowe's and a couple of Rouse's, which is kind of the local grocery store chain.
Yeah.
A few of those places are opening back up on generator as of yesterday.
Okay.
So there's a few places that are coming back up on emergency power. But outside of that, those people are going to be without power for the foreseeable September.
Yeah.
I'm at 1 million people without normal services.
Golly.
So we had just started ramping up in the neighborhood of 20,000 meals a day when I left. And I'm on the fast team. It just goes in and helps set up primarily.
Yeah.
And because things were slow to come in, like some of the items that were coming from Baton Rouge or New Orleans, like tents and generators and dumpsters, still didn't have a dumpster when I left this morning.
Wow. And you've been there since Monday, Monday morning set up, yeah.
And so,
or Tuesday really set up.
Yeah. So it was slow on the fast team to get things set up because resources just weren't showing up. So I spent some time working with culinary to feed the volunteers.
Yeah.
But when we were leaving, the tent showed up. So they were sitting there trying to figure out how to get this tent around everything that was already set up. So they were ramping up. I would expect by tomorrow they should be 30,000 meals if they can get the volunteers. And that's the thing that I want to stress is that volunteers is what these guys need.
Yeah.
They need money, but the donations are rolling in. What it's not rolling in is people there to help, boots on the ground, people to help cook rice, cook pork butts, pork loins, gravy. All these good hearty meals are putting out vegetables, people to transport it from the kitchen up to the food line, people to go out into the community and help pass out food, one-on-one, hand-in-hand. We got to do that a couple of times.
Yeah.
But, with 30 volunteers, you're kind of limited to what you can do. And with we could probably carry 40,000 meals a day just to New Orleans. just to city impacts.
Yeah.
I think like City Impact and places like that, you could carry that much just to New Orleans, not to mention all the surrounding area around Hammond.
Yeah.
So they need volunteers. So if you're not a volunteer with OBR, go and download their app in the App Store. It's Operation Barbecue Relief. Sign up as a volunteer. It'll ask you some series of questions. It'll ask you about background check. And if you want to go and volunteer, you have to get a background check to make sure that you're not criminal. You're going to show up or something. But they will ask you to do a background check. It's just a level 1 background check to go and volunteer. If you want to go and stay on site, meaning stay at the cook site, and unless you bring your own accommodations and stay elsewhere, you kind of have to stay on site. Level 1 is also required to volunteer, but if you want to stay on site, it's a $25 level 2.
Level 2.
It takes a couple of days. So if you want to go volunteer, go ahead and get that done, because it takes a couple of days to get vetted, so to speak, if you want to call it. I don't even know what that means, but I kind of know what it means, but I really don't know what that means. But it's you got to be vetted.
I took my dog to the vetted one time.
I know. I was vetted.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It happened to me. I don't even know what it was. Oh. So if y'all know what vetted means, if it's an acronym for something, I'd like to know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because this country boy does not know.
Can somebody tell me what vetted means?
I mean, don't give me a definition. I know it's an acronym. If it ain't an acronym, I need to know where it come from.
Yeah, that's
Question
right.
of the day.
Question of the day.
So, get vetted. I hate even saying it when I know what it means. Where it came
Get
from.
approved.
Get approved. And it takes a couple of days, and go down and volunteer. It's at the Old Harvest Church and Academy, kind of on the border of Hammond and Ponchatoula. It's hidden. There's no signs to it because we don't need that, because you're not vetted. You can't just show up. So, but please do. We need help. Boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So sign up, help out, donate if you can't do that. There's a lot of organizations down there. John 3:16 we saw on the 55 South headed down.
Yeah.
It said Team Jesus on the side of the train.
Love it.
I was like, wow.
Hashtag Team Jesus. That's right.
I mean, and then you've got the Giving Back Foundation that's there.
And that's some of that Team Jesus, too.
That's some Team Jesus. They're over there in Livingston, Louisiana, at the Christ Church. So
Joe Wilson says, I have a 768 credit score. Is that vetted?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Yes.
That dude. Being vetted is the same thing as going through a background check. Yeah, I think
we know,
so.
yeah. But where did that term come from?
Where did that term come from?
I want to know the root of that term.
The root of vetted.
Yeah.
Somebody said Google it. Google it, silly.
Well, I know I could do that, but it just hit me when we were sitting here talking about it.
Oh, speaking of Google it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's change subjects.
I know where you're going with this.
Change subjects just a minute. Do y'all believe, and look, the chat is open, and we're going to talk about what we're cooking here in a minute. But the chat is open. You tell me, do you believe that your phone listens to you? Do you believe your phone listens to you?
I have seen the evidence of, yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to get a few people to answer. Federal government. Yeah, I believe the federal government's listening to you on your phone. No, I don't know. But do you believe your phone listens to you? Maynard, what do you think?
I do.
Daniel, what do you think? You believe your phone listens to you? I'm going to show you real quick. Absolutely. Chris Barber says absolutely. All right. I'm going to show you that the phone listens to you. All right? Get this. Hold on. This showed up as a suggestion for me.
Oh, what are you doing?
Hold on, bro. This showed up as a suggestion for me. Oh, you know it. On Amazon. This showed up. And you know this big boy bought this.
And you never Googled it.
I never Googled it. Never.
You just said
this showed up on my Amazon. What does that say right there? What does that say? Old school popsicle.
How many times have you said that before that shirt showed up?
I mean, 1,000. And I went to my wife and I said, honey, did you look this up for me? Because we share Amazon. And I said, hey, were you trying to buy a gift for me? And you saw this somewhere? And she goes, no, I hadn't.
And not only is it a popsicle.
It's the bomb pop. It's the bomb pop. How does that happen? How does that happen? So, I mean, Hey, yours is on the way. By the way, yours will be here.
That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, remember I put it up on Facebook like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I made this old school, and I said it's Popsicle 30.
Yep.
And it had the bomb pop, and like this, and I go, this needs to be a T-shirt, right?
Yep.
And so, I made the graphic on my phone, and then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 weeks later, this shows up on Amazon as a suggested purchase for me. It's like, oh, this fat boy's gonna buy this T-shirt right here. I mean, I don't know, but I know that phone listens to you.
When it heard that, satellites were linking up,
hard
drives were moving.
Yeah, it goes.
There was a little old girl over in Malaysia that was mocking it up.
Yeah, old school popsicle. Don't know what it means, but this fat boy's got to have this shirt.
She probably knows what vetted means, but not old school popsicle.
Barry Spencer says, "Yep, we are being monitored."
Oh, no doubt.
I believe that.
And there's a whole YouTube video that goes in that shows you how to turn that microphone on Facebook off. But I tell you what, when you do it, your back of your mind's going to all of a sudden go, man, I kind of like some of the suggestions I get.
All right, Professor Jim Hudgens.
Yeah.
He tells us what vetted means.
I like it.
Vetted comes from horse racing term. The horse could not race without getting vet approval, hence the term vetted. So we're a bunch of horses.
Good old Jim.
Good old Jim Hudgens. I mean, there it is.
I don't care if you use Google or not. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's
vet
good.
Approved. See?
Vet approved. Vetted. Okay. Hey.
So you have been signed off by the doc.
Yeah. Vetted. Hey, we're cooking a little something here tonight.
Yeah, Cajun.
Cajun. Look, I told everybody on the little hey, don't forget about us live video a while ago that Maynard was out last week, and there's no way I could have done a Cajun night without Maynard. Mm-mm. He would have cried in his little COVID medicine if we would have done Cajun night without.
I think he just Maynard's for short. I think it's Maynardo.
Yeah, Maynardo, and it's got an EAU X at the end of it. Yeah, Maynardo. That's what I'm going to call it. Jeff Maynardo. That's it, baby. All right, so somebody said, my cousin from Illinois said my Uncle JW thought Siri was real. So I probably believe Siri is real,
I'm
too.
going to tell you how real she is.
All right.
I was driving down the highway headed to Gainesville, Georgia, to a barbecue contest. And we were trying to find out how to get to it was a woman's college, and I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But there was a contest there at this woman's college, and I was asking Siri for directions, and she kept saying, "Let me think. Wait on it. Hold on a minute.
Let me think. You're a machine.
Hold on a minute. I'm working on that." And she just kept doing it on and on. Well, lo and behold, I had passed the exit while she was saying that.
Yeah.
Pulling a barbecue trailer, already late for the cook's meeting.
Yeah.
And about that time, she said, "Is this one?" It was Grinnell University. "Is this what you're looking for? Such and such Grinnell University?" And I was like, "Yes, it is, Siri. You suck."
Yeah. A little slow thinking.
And she goes,
Siri was hungover.
And she says this. She says, "I don't even exist. Why do you hate me?"
What? You do exist.
Whoa.
You do exist. Yeah. They're just trying to tell you that.
And then she keeps on, and I turn around back there, and as I turn off, sometimes when you turn, and all of a sudden it tells you to go this way, and then when you get that way a little bit, it'll change.
Yeah.
And it did that on me, and I'm pulling this trailer, and I'm late, and I'm like, "Gosh dang it, Siri, you are terrible." I said, I can't even believe you have a job. Just take the day off. And I would just kind of be
You're getting upset with this woman.
And I mean, tell you, she didn't work 24 hours.
You gave her the day off?
I told her to take the day off, and I said, "Hey, Siri," after that, and she would not respond.
Really?
Done. The whole weekend. She would not respond after that.
You fired Siri?
She got her feelings
hurt. Laid her off, man.
I'm serious, a heart attack. I'm like,
man,
you better not tell her take the day off unless you mean it.
Man, I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
It was real.
Wow, that's
Alan
awesome.
Smith was in the truck with me. He'll tell you
Alan
about it.
Smith? Oh, yeah. How many Bud Lights was he into, though?
100.
100. 1,150 degrees. All right. So finally, let's talk about what we're cooking tonight.
All right.
So tell me what you got.
Well, Maynardo and us and
Maynardo, yeah.
we were in South Louisiana on his first red fishing trip, and he got to meet a bunch of my Cajun buddies down there, and we were at a cookout at his place.
Yeah.
And some of his neighbors, my buddy Thomas Crosby, some of his neighbors come over, and they were talking about what they were cooking, and they had fish and potato salad and some gumbo and this and that and the other. And the other one said something about petit pois and roux. And I went, in my broken French,
Yeah.
I knew what roux meant,
Yeah.
but instantly my little hard drive started turning and Squirrel started running. And I remembered what it says on that can of Le Sueur peas.
Yeah.
It's petite peas.
Yeah.
It's
That's
petite.
right. Yeah.
And so I said, petite, that pois must mean peas.
Peas. Yeah.
So I was like, so tell me about these peas in a roux. He goes, you never had petit pois and roux? And it was just kind of, everybody felt like it just had fun
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah, that's right.
It was the term
It
of the
is
night.
a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
Petit pois and roux.
And they kept saying it, and I was like, what? I ain't never heard of this. How can I miss this? He goes, well, this is a real Cajun dish. I went, I know a few.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of this one.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to tell me. I'm like, what kind of peas? They go, just peas. I went, there's a lot of different kinds
There's
of
a
peas.
lot of different kind of peas.
They go, just any kind of peas.
Not
So,
green
okay.
English peas.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Oh,
Petite peas and roux.
that's what I thought you meant.
That's what they
That's
meant.
what is it supposed to be?
That's the way that's the main way they make it.
Okay.
They make those little Le Sueur peas, small baby Le Sueur peas,
Yeah.
make a roux and add that to it and season it up, and it completely transforms it into a main dish.
Yeah.
So, come to find out, you can do it with not only English peas, you can do it with field peas, purple hull peas, black eyed peas, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And
There
tonight,
might be some more of this.
the EP
coming.
decides it'd be best made with butter peas.
Yeah.
So, it's petit pois and roux. I don't know how you say butter in French, but it's
I don't know.
It's
It's probably butter.
petite butter peas. These are butter peas and roux.
Butter peas and roux.
That's really what it is.
Petite butter peas and roux.
Well, these aren't really. These are just butter peas.
Yeah.
The petite peas would be the baby peas. These are just normal. They kind of look like baby lima beans.
Yeah.
Is really but they don't taste like them.
They kind of good.
They're kind of good.
I know that. But then what else are we doing to them?
Well, we talked about rice. A lot, Cajuns put everything on rice.
Rice, everything, yeah.
And so we thought about rice, but we had been to Louisiana and we got some boudin from the Best Stop.
Yes.
And any of y'all that know anything about the Boudin Trail or anything about boudin, the Best Stop might possibly have the best boudin in the world.
Hey, I'm glad you brought this to us in your mama's crock pot, because that's what that looks like.
Grandmama's crock pot.
Everybody had a crock pot look like that.
Yep.
I've had this crock pot for 25 years, and it probably had another 10 or 15 before I got it.
It was
Oh,
somebody's mama's crock pot.
Yeah. So we're going to have real simple butter peas and roux with a side of boudin.
Yeah.
And if that ain't Cajun,
I don't know.
I don't know
but
what it is.
There's some special things inside there.
there's some huevos in there.
Huevos. How do you say eggs in Cajun?
I don't know.
French.
We're going to have the GTS.
What's French for Google that? What's French for eggs?
Hey Siri, how do you say egg in French?
You give her the night off?
No.
In French, egg is œuf.
Ish.
Esh?
Ish. If. Ish.
What's that esh?
C-E, capital C-E, lowercase U-F.
I don't know.
If.
Man, I'm glad I just barely
If.
speak English.
If.
F?
Yeah.
All right, so we
Gives
got
new
some.
meaning to effing good.
This whole time it just means it's got eggs in
That
it.
means it got eggs in it. I mean, it just makes
God,
sense now.
I had no idea effing good meant it's got eggs in it. Don't worry, preacher. It's got eggs in it. It's effing good.
Huh?
What? Oh, I speak French now.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui, monsieur. Yeah, yeah. All right. We are having a real good time.
As always. Look,
So,
look at DP. He just pulled up like a necklace of boudin.
yeah. He got Mardi Gras beads of boudin.
Here,
That ought to be a thing.
You want a cutting board there, man? You need here. You might
Hey, while we got this food coming out, y'all make sure to hit the share button here. Look at there. The EP got on the
look
camera.
at him.
Look at that.
That's just a chain of love.
And a little patty, one fell apart.
We're gonna fight over that one.
That's right. If we can quota that and put me an egg on it.
So come on here, Jeff. Explain the process in making
Yeah,
peas and
please
roux.
do.
All right, so start the roux first.
Equal parts of oil and flour.
Oil and flour. Yep.
What that
and I
is.
use butter and white flour.
It's always
Okay.
better.
And I did, for this batch, I did I did a full stick of butter
Mm-hmm.
and a half cup of flour.
Okay.
Got that going. I had some previously made beef broth.
All right.
And so once I got
That's why it's so rich.
once I got the roux made, I started pouring the beef broth in there till I get that gravy consistency. And then I put the peas in and let them cook all day in this crock pot.
You know, we knew what butter was in French all along.
What?
No, that's eggs.
That's eggs.
Oh,
What's a beurre blanc? What is that?
yeah.
There's a white butter sauce.
Yeah.
So beurre is butter.
Burr is butter.
Beurre,
Yep.
Burr F.
beurre, pois, and roux.
And then I also
And F.
took the
With the
eggs,
F and effing
we
good.
soft boiled them.
Yeah.
And put them in there about 10 minutes ago. So that's probably going to tighten them up just a little bit.
I was too busy
Hopefully.
talking, being all rude. I apologize. But the peas, after you made the roux, you put them in, and
Yep.
then the beef stock. And how long?
Cooked them since this morning.
Oh, slow.
Yep.
On
Slow.
low.
On low.
In Mama's crock pot.
Yep. Mama's
And
crock
Mama's
pot.
crock pot. That's
And
right.
then he soft boiled the eggs, he said.
Dropped
And then
them
he
in
just
about
put them in about
10
10 minutes ago.
Just
Yep.
kind of heat them through.
Just to heat
So
them
there's
through.
going to be a little goo come out
There
of
is
that
gonna
egg.
be
Out of
Poke
that
it. Poke the yolk.
Poke the yolk.
Poke the yolk.
the effing goodness.
We're
That
gonna,
is exactly
we're gonna
how
F
we
and
like
poke
it.
the yolk. I'm telling you. Oh man. So, man, this looks good. This looks real
Well,
good.
when I had this first time down in Louisiana with Mark,
I mean, that smell. I mean, once you open Mama's crockpot's lid right there, that smell.
It just hits you.
Woo.
but I immediately came back the day after he and I got back from our fishing trip. I made a pot of these.
You said I gotta figure this out.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all deal with this just a second. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you.
Ooh,
Look over in there.
ooh.
I'm going to tell you, that is some Cajun love right there.
Oh,
Golly.
look at that. That's a effing spoonful right there.
Look at there. Son,
Oh,
that's what I'm screaming.
look, it's probably some of my church folks just signed in.
let me preface it.
I hear Brother Ashley over here talking on the intranet.
I'm
Hey,
thinking
Daniel,
this is going to be
that- Hold up that way.
the way to do this.
There you go. We was knocking out the crock pot.
Oh, I can slide it over. So this is like,
Man,
this is a real deal
this
Cajun
is-
meal.
This is real deal.
Yeah.
Boudin and peas
And
and,
I'm,
roux.
I'm like you. I'd never heard of this until you and I were down there fishing. And
we were like Googling it the whole way back. And we were talking about how different ways to augment this recipe.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 2 days
You
later, he
might need
calls me
a
to
knife,
guess
bro.
what I made.
I got it.
that's what I just told him. I made it the day after we got back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Son, eggs, gravy.
I'm gonna tell you, it about ain't gonna be nothing wrong with this.
The dang EP is gonna pull the rabbit out of the hat. That's effing running.
Poke that yolk.
Okay, yo.
Is it
He
running?
says-
Is it running a little bit?
Did you hear him? He was speaking French. He went,
Oh, that one really gets good. Oh,
Oh.
Sir.
oh my goodness, man! Shoot, yeah.
Let me talk to you about this.
Oh, that egg is perfect, dude.
Dude, that soft boil is on money.
Poke that yolk is working, bro. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
How do you? Oh, oh.
That's love right there, boy.
Hey, we'll have to have an episode sometime where we talk about how to soft boil an egg.
Somebody said, "Send me some of that effing stuff up here." Oh my goodness, man!
Oh, my Mia.
Oh, brother!
That is some kind of meal right there.
I'm gonna tell you, I might need another boat. Mine's getting a little soft on me.
Here you go.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. My finger's kind of stuck to it.
I know it.
Look. Look at that. Look at that picture.
Look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. Hold on. I got to take that. I got to take that picture. I ain't going to mess you up.
Look. Y'all,
Oh.
this is
Man.
just a glimpse of what you can make with a roux. But not just only a gumbo, but if you want to make a roux,
Yep.
the roux is the base for a fricassee.
Yep.
And a fricassee really is kind of just a meat and gravy. And you make it with the same base as you do a
I
gumbo.
love a meat and gravy.
It's a Cajun meat and
It
gravy.
don't matter what it is.
You ever show somebody a chicken fricassee or rabbit fricassee?
We're going to do that next time.
Yep. I think rabbit fricassee is gonna be our next Cajun night.
Next Cajun night. This boudin.
The best stop was the best boudin there is.
Now, where is the best stop?
The one this one come from was in
Oh, there's multiple locations.
Scott, Louisiana. I think there's one in Rain, and that's over near about. It's between Baton Rouge and Lake Charles.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the Boudin Trail.
Oh, my goodness, man.
From, I want to say,
Town near me.
Opelousas.
Effingham. Now I get it.
Ah.
Not sure. I got you. Eggs and ham. Is that Effingham, Illinois?
Probably.
Probably.
Is that where Richard's from?
Mm-mm. He's from
He's from New Hampshire or
Hampshire,
something.
yeah.
So there must be a Effingham
He's
up there.
from Wolfboro.
I got you. Man, that's good. Maynard, that's all right, son.
I'm just gonna told you some of this here crispy part.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some of that.
We got so excited we forgot about it.
I did. I got so excited about that runny egg,
Me too.
bruh. That did it right there. I'm gonna tell you, this whole I'm sitting here looking at like these what's the stuff called? Closed caption down at the bottom. It's just giving up on me. It really does. It's like, hey, bro, I don't know what you're saying anymore.
So a lot of times you make a gumbo, Cajun gumbo. You're gonna start with water. You're gonna put your Trinity, which is your onions, your bell pepper, and your celery, and they're gonna boil that and get the flavor. They're gonna season it. And they're gonna drop in their chicken, and then they're gonna usually make a roux ahead of time, or use a jar roux, and they're gonna stir that in, and then they're gonna season it. The way that I'll make So fricassee is, instead of starting with a liquid, I start with the roux. And then I add my veg to the roux when it gets the right color. That makes it not overcook or burn. That stops it from cooking. And then I'll stir that and incorporate either stock or I'll incorporate water. And then we'll brown the chicken or the rabbit. And we can brown the chicken or rabbit in a separate pot and add it to it. Or you can brown your chicken and rabbit and then add your veg and your flour and then build it from there. You can build it one of two ways. It doesn't really matter. You're getting to the same point.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if you want a darker fricassee, then you'll brown your meat first, and that'll give you a darker gravy. If you want a lighter gravy, then you can do it from the other direction. So really, it's just a meat and gravy, whereas gumbo is more of a soup. Soupy.
Yeah. All right, so that brought up a question that Joe Wilson had the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Wilson puts out these questions on Facebook and stuff like that every once in a while. If you don't follow Joe Wilson on Facebook, you should.
Highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it. You might be seeing somebody's left foot. You don't know. It's just a whole Facebook post about left feet.
And once you do, go back and read. There's some epic rants.
That's right. But he comes on and says, all right, how do you like your gumbo? Do you like it soupy or do you like it stand a spoon up in it?
I like it soupy.
What's your go-to?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Yep.
Stand a spoon up in it.
Yep.
What's your go-to, Daniel?
Soupy.
Soupy. I said about medium with some potato salad. So, if y'all hadn't been to this place called Two Crazy Fellas in Olive Branch, really good place. And I go in there and I order gumbo, and I said I wanted a side of potato salad.
Where are you from, bro?
They said, you know how to eat some gumbo. And I said, yes.
You need an egg? Boudin.
Do you need an egg? That shouldn't even be a question.
I was going to say.
But yes, I love Two Crazy Fellas is great. Their roast beef po' boy is probably one of the better ones I've had.
Is it like eating a soup sandwich?
Yeah.
You know it's good then.
Yeah. It's like that. And they have a meal called the Big Easy, and it's that roast beef po' boy.
Yep.
With a side of gumbo.
Mm.
And that's their Big Easy. Somebody said love Two Crazy Fellas. Yeah. It is awesome.
Walk in there and order gumbo, potato salad, and a link of boudin.
Yeah. Yes.
If y'all don't know, the right way to pronounce it is there's no N on the end of it. It's boudin.
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 Yeah. Sure that they don't finish a lot of their words.
I think they just want to keep you guessing at what they're really trying to
What they really saying.
Look,
It always reminds me of that on Waterboy, that coach on Waterboy. Remember that time on the Bobby Boucher that everybody doing attack on Bobby Boucher? I'm like, what is that? I didn't know what he said.
I like it where he said, "We live a pay another day." We live a pay another day.
That's right. We live a pay another day. That's how we need to end the show, I think.
Uh-huh.
We live a pay another day. That's right. Man, this is good. Okay, so we just said something off air. What was that, the compressor?
The air compressor
is
in the peanut gallery over there.
Yeah. So
It'll cut off in a second.
it'll cut off. So we just talked about something. You know, our good friend Joe Wilson, he had to make an announcement this week that that due to COVID and hospitals being kind of in a strain over there in Arkansas, they've asked them not to have the squirrel, the world's cook-off, squirrel world cook-offs. I know that's not the name of it, but my mind was jumbling up. So, in honor of Joe Wilson and the World Championship Squirrel Cook-Off, the week of the 25th was supposed to be the World Championship Squirrel Cook-Off.
Yep.
We will have Squirrel Night.
Yep.
On Thursday night of that week, we will have Squirrel Night. So,
How you say squirrel in French?
I don't know.
I'm finna tell you.
Yeah. Everything has to be found out in French tonight.
And it's gonna be squirrel at least 2 ways.
Hey,
Squirrel.
say that.
Écureuil.
EQV.
EQV.
It don't even look like that.
Écureuil.
EQV. That's
Wow.
a little hard.
All right. So, squirrel night, the week of September 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a pretty good deal, huh?
What are you thinking? We're gonna help. We got.
He said squirrel two-way.
Oh, we talked about a squirrel Benedict.
Yep. I think we need to do that one
Yeah,
way.
a little squirrel terrine.
Uh-huh.
Squirrel fritter.
Yeah, on a either like a little toast,
Like a little
a
baguette.
little toasted baguette.
Bag up.
Love it.
Bag up. A little baguette Joe Wilson.
With some Benedict sauce.
Yeah.
Because old EP there can throw down on some Benedict.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'd poach some eggs. Poke the yolk.
Poke the yolk.
Yep.
Be effing good.
It'll be effing good. I'm going to tell you what, this is pretty good right here. All right. So then I posed a question last week on Facebook. Football season's coming up. And what is your favorite tailgating food? We need to start thinking about that, maybe doing some of that next week.
To me, it's just something you can hold on to and eat easy and not get all over you.
All over you. I got a lot of dips. I think Eric Hodson said anything you can put on a chip,
Cracker.
except that stale cracker.
Don't even go.
I'm not.
I like a good brat.
It's good on a biscuit, dude.
Put that on a biscuit, dude.
Put that on a biscuit, dude.
I like a good brat. A really
Squirrel
good brat with
stuff,
some good mustard.
pistolettes.
Oh,
What Mike David said.
man, Mike Davis, that's a good idea. You make a squirrel and gravy and stuff that in a roll and fry it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we had. We've been eating those for 3 days. I'm here to tell you.
All right, so Mike Davis said, Lambert, how did you get back so soon?
It's called a skinny pedal.
He don't.
And my foot was
I'm
pushing
like,
on it.
you've never ridden with Lambert before,
Right.
or trying to stay behind Lambert before, because Lambert knows where the skinny pedal is. There is no doubt.
If y'all had never had a pistolette, what Mike D is talking about, we went to Ronnie's Boudin and Cracklins, and they were kind enough to donate all kind of sausage and boudin and pistolettes and you name it, egg rolls. And these pistolettes, they come 6 in a bag, and they take those little.
Please explain that to me, because I thought that was a band.
It probably is.
Sex Pistolettes.
But these are kind of like what those are.
Oh, okay.
They're better than Sex Pistolettes.
All right.
And it's a little roll. You know the little rolls that got the little checker, got the little knurl or checkering on the bottom of it where they sit? It looks like it's knurled like your pistol grip, you know?
Okay.
And maybe that's why they call it. I don't know. But
I like it.
it's a little roll, like a split top dinner roll almost.
Okay.
So they get something and stick inside there and waller it around a little bit to kind of break up all the little bread pockets and air pockets.
Yeah.
And then they take cold crawfish or shrimp etouffee and pipe it into this roller.
Okay.
They freeze them.
Why have I not had this before?
Don't suck.
They freeze them,
I got friends that hate me, obviously, because I've never had this.
and then they fry them.
Okay.
And the outside of this dinner roll gets crispy and delicious. And then it heats up that etouffee on the inside. When you take a bite, it's like a bread bowl of crawfish etouffee fried.
Good gravy.
It's epic.
Wow.
It's
Mike Davis said it was like a jelly roll, and that's exactly what I
It's a
was sitting there
Cajun jelly
thinking. It's
roll.
like a Cajun,
gravy
like
roll.
a raspberry donut,
Yeah.
but Cajun.
Yep.
Look,
Savor instead of sweet.
we
Yeah.
fried so many of them things, and people come by and go, "What's that?" I said, "You like seafood?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Then you might ought to bite one of them."
Okay.
And everyone, it wasn't the first one. They come back.
All right.
Then
I know one thing. I know we don't have a fryer anymore. But
we-
another thing,
we can break the fryer out. That
Yeah.
ain't nothing to that.
but another thing that Joe Wilson put out on Facebook this week. No, he sent us a picture first, and then he put it out on Facebook. Did you see this?
What, his left foot?
No. No. This corn dog that the batter had potatoes in it.
Huh?
Did you not see
I
this?
did not.
Okay, hold on.
You mean like you potato salad battered a hot dog and fried it?
No. It had little petite potatoes in it
Oh,
in the batter,
get down.
and it fried the whole thing.
That's a Korean thing, I think.
Do you think so?
So it's like chunky mashed potato battered corn dog, but not a corn dog.
I had a friend of mine
Where's this it?
send me something about a
Hold on.
Korean.
That's it right there. Look at that right there.
Man, I just glanced at it and thought it was corn cob.
It's a corn dog.
So it's kind of like hash coated hot dog fried.
Yeah.
Good gravy.
We need to try that.
How do you even do that?
I don't know.
And he did send that to me, but I just was like, I guess I missed the text and saw it, and I was like, okay, street corn.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm sending you something.
there it is. There's the EP's done found the whole how-to guide.
How to do this? How to order?
Well, that's a restaurant in I think Houston.
One of these is called Two Hands.
Yeah.
Think you got to have two hands to eat it.
But look at the potato. That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the potato. Look at that dude right there.
That's it.
Crushed with diced potatoes drilled in our house dirty sauce and sprinkled with hot Cheetos.
Come on.
Get out of here! That's like
That's talk. That's dirty talk.
that is. It's like fat boy.
Pornography.
Yeah, food porn. Good gracious, that's awful. I mean, not awful, but you know what I'm talking about.
That ain't. It shouldn't even be allowed.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, what awesome and sick mind came up with that at the same time? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Like you gotta just sit around and go.
What
"Oh."
if we did? It's like somebody put their chocolate in my peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
One of the best commercials ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
That is an old school commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they bumped into each other and
Yeah.
oh,
Spilled it together.
that's an old right there. Boy.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. But that's out there.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot, man. People are very like how they come up with this stuff is just unreal.
I think
Unreal.
I think it's
I think
drugs
drugs
and
has a lot to do.
I'm gonna say it's probably a little horny goat weed.
Yeah. All right. So did you like? I went to college in a town that has a Dodge store. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We
So
got one here.
like at 2:00 in the morning, you can go to the Dodge store, and they would take you a bowl of like a bag of chips. You go in there and get you a bag of Doritos or Fritos or whatever, and they cut the side of the bag open and just throw you some chili off in there with some nacho cheese.
A walking Frito chili pie.
Yes, and just give you a fork.
Yeah. Man, that you got people that didn't have a camera on you back in the day on that
Oh
deal.
my gosh! I'm so
It'd have been on
grateful
TikTok.
I
They're
am.
laughing, going,
Yeah. Look at Ashley. He got chili on his face. What?
The Papa Burger.
Papa Burger. Where was that at? Oh. No, I missed that. I was telling Mark about a place. I went to school at Delta State, and I was telling Mark about a place. They had a sandwich called a Frankie Joe, and we're gonna have to make a Frankie Joe one night.
I mean,
It had like sausage, bacon, or ham, and it was made in a waffle iron with Texas toast. And they served it with steak cut fries with gravy on it.
like all piled up.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. And so,
Sign me up.
and
Yeah.
that was called the Frankie Joe. And then this same place had like $5 bottomless cup of beer. And so you were staying. You know what I'm saying? And
You
so
had a
they,
nice base built.
yeah, you had a
with Frankie
base.
Joe.
Yeah, you had a base for the Frankie Joe. And then they closed it like, because I was there a lot of times when they closed. They closed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, okay? And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I mean, you could still stay in there, but they just wouldn't serve you alcohol anymore, right?
You could get another Frankie Joe.
You could get another Well, no, they closed the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
But what they did is they pulled out this $5 all-you-could-eat breakfast buffet down there. And you could play cards and sober up a little bit, before you went back to the campus.
They was responsible, bar.
Man, you ain't lying. But about 3 in the morning, what's good? Like some grits and hash browns and, all that kind of good stuff.
And some F.
And a bunch of scrambled F's and some fried F's if you want them. I mean, but it was a bunch of scrambled F's with cheese. Yeah, but scrambled F's with some cheese on it. That's the business, y'all.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But, yeah, 3 o'clock breakfast buffet. The place was called Outlaws in Cleveland, Mississippi.
They have a similar buffet still to this day in downtown Nashville at the Monell's, only on Saturday nights. And it doesn't open until 1:30 a.m.
God, that's great.
And that's all that's available is family-style breakfast.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I understand all that. But, I used to eat full meals when I ain't even awake now. Like, I used to eat, like, full meals at, like, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because I'd be awake.
Yep.
I ain't seen 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in a while.
Not unless I had to get up and go pee.
Yeah. That's about the time I got to pee the first time.
Yeah. Because these days, that lease on that sweet tea don't last everybody as long as it used to.
On that sweet tea. Does not last, man. I'm telling you. Hey, look, we're almost time to wrap up, but I saw my friend Daniel Haley bring in some treats.
Treats.
Did you miss it?
I missed it.
Oh, well, I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit
It
on
might
me.
have something to do with Siri and a shirt you got on, I'm going to guess. Because he'd be walking towards the cold
He'd be
spot.
walking towards the cold spot.
Yep.
He said,
I can take a hint. Because I know what's over there in that freezer.
yeah. He got a plastic
He
bag.
got a plastic bag.
Now, I have to tell you, these aren't sugar-free.
Oh, well, we just had boudin and
Yeah.
cheese and roux.
But I have to tell you,
Hey,
these are bonbons.
It was sugar free. So.
Yeah, everything. There wasn't sugar in this. It was not fat either.
Well, see, I haven't had a real one in so long. Now I get to truly do a review between the sugar-free and the original.
Yeah, that's right. I hadn't had one of these since I was like 12.
I know. But I've had 100
of them sugar-frees.
Yeah.
That's for reals. 145. Tell me this. Did we talk about this on the air? Like the story about you at the wedding and buying the popsicle?
I don't think so.
Tell that story, please. Tell that story while I open this box of popsicles.
So we was going to my niece's wedding in Jackson, Medina, Tennessee, which is just north of Jackson. And we get over there and we got a hotel right there at the Christmasville Road exit. And as we're turning in, I just happened to see a little grocery store. I can't remember the name of it, right there. And we pull in. And I'm so used to having a popsicle when I sit in my chair and turn on the television.
Just one.
No. Maybe Trace.
Trace popsicles.
And sometimes a Quattro.
Quattro.
But anyway, we get there and we get there just in time to get ready and go to the rehearsal dinner. And on the way back from rehearsal dinner, I was tired. And I knew that all the family was going to be up in the lobby talking and having drinks and all that kind of.
Y'all see that?
And I see a resemblance.
Yeah.
So I knew they were going to be up just cutting up in the lobby and catching up because a lot of people from out of town you don't see all the time, family
Yeah.
wise. So thank you, brother.
Yeah.
So I
We'll have to cheers.
I proceeded to decide it was time for me to put my feet up and relax. And
It was popsicle 30.
it was popsicle 30. And by the time I realized that I didn't have no popsicle.
Yeah.
And that little popsicle elf on my shoulder says, "Hey, remember we saw
the store.
the store right as you pull in." Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
So Bracy said, "Where you
That's pretty
going?"
dang good.
So I proceeded to fire up the old Honda Pilot and ease around the corner and walk in there. And what did they have but the North Star sugar-free popsicles?
Yeah.
And we get back, and there's a little cold shelf on the top of the mini fridge in there.
Yeah.
And I instantly decided that wasn't going to keep all my popsicles froze. So I put the feet up and turned on the Food Network. And the old Guy Fieri come on there.
As every good
foodie does.
foodie does.
And I
That's
just
right.
put my feet up and eased back and doubled all the pillows up and sat there and commenced working on that box of popsicles.
Yeah. He didn't let them melt. I'm gonna tell you that.
My wife comes in and she says, "What are you going to do with them popsicles?" I said, "I'm going to eat them." She goes, "There's not a freezer in here." I go, "There's a cold shelf on top. It's got frost on it." She goes, "They're going to melt." I said, "Maybe."
Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. But that's a risk I'm gonna have to take.
So, all of y'all that speak Spanish, that was a siete popsicle night.
Mm.
So
I
some
don't
of
know how
them
many
didn't melt.
that is. Is that 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God.
That would be my maximum popsicle overdose.
I'm gonna have to tell you, these are good.
But you ain't missing nothing.
But I ain't missing nothing with the sugar free
Not
at all.
Nope. I can tell it's sweeter.
It is sweeter, but the taste is not.
Mm-mm.
Like the flavor is there in the
Texture
sugar free.
the same.
Yeah,
There is no texture difference.
no texture,
You
and
can-
most of the time you lose out on texture
Mhm.
on sugar free popsicles. I ain't heard
And it
of
don't
this.
melt any different.
I ain't mad at this at all though.
I ain't mad at it. But I tell you what, I feel better about getting the sugar-free ones now.
I do too. The lime tastes just like the lime.
Ain't no different.
If anything, they melt a little quicker.
Well,
You ain't used
we
to
talking more than licking this
You
time.
ain't
That's
used to
right.
eating them
I ain't,
outside.
I ain't used to eating them as slow neither.
Y'all, this is old school public service announcement. The Bomb Pop Originals are not worth the sugar.
Yeah,
The sugar-free ones are just as good.
if you on that middle line of being diabetic, go ahead and kick you some of them sugar-free bomb pops. You're gonna be fine with it.
And if you just want to mess up your wife, if she says, "Why did you get sugar-free?" Because they're just as good.
They're just as good. And then she'll think you're like almost eating healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But then we eat boudin and beans and whole eggs. We got a whole pot full of F's off in there.
It just bees like that.
It just beats like that. Man, we have had a fun show tonight. I'm gonna tell you.
Just wait till all that hits you tomorrow, though.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh man, you
Hey,
might
you
not
know-
want to be around.
You don't even want to know where I stopped and had lunch either.
Where?
Mama Hamels.
Oh my God, son, why are you not in a coma?
Well, that's why I was a little on the tired side earlier.
Sure enough, I'd have to stop and take a nap.
If I hadn't had some company, I would have. But I had people with me that didn't even know what Mama Hamels existed. And it is my duty as a Mississippian to introduce everyone from out of state that I can to Mama Hamels.
That's
And
right.
especially when you pass through Madison, Mississippi around lunchtime.
That's right.
So I just had, I wouldn't have felt obliged to my fellow OBR brothers if I hadn't taken them by there.
Yeah.
They appreciate it.
I'm sure they did. My goodness.
And I'm going to be back on Octavia tomorrow, Bracy. I'm going to be right back on the train.
Did you eat? Tell me what you ate?
Look.
I'm just gonna like go vicariously through
You know it's a melamine 3 divided plate.
Oh yeah.
So On the big
This
part,
is a great place. If you've never been to Mama Hamill's in Madison, Mississippi, please go.
so
Go ahead.
there was corn salad in one of the little quadrants
Yeah.
or little thirds, and then in the big part, it proceeded around the corner, and it was lima beans, greens. Then next to the greens was green beans,
Yeah.
and then next to the green beans was chicken and dumplings.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then coming around the corner in
We're
fantail
coming around the
fashion
side. What we eat?
was a barbecue chicken leg,
Okay.
2 fried chicken legs,
Okay.
a smothered chicken leg.
Ah, that's chicken 3-way right there. Go ahead.
It's like
That's
that.
chicken 4-way if you add the dumplings.
Yeah.
God, he had chicken 4 ways and some vegetables.
And I think that was
You have some
about
cornbread?
it. Oh yeah, 2 corn pone cakes. And I did that, and then I went back for dessert because they normally have peach cobbler and something else.
Yeah.
They was out of peach cobbler, and the
That's-
bread pudding winked at me, and I put a little piece of that bread pudding. And look, I just went over and got another little fried chicken legs and just stuck it right in the middle of the bread pudding. Because they made
That's like donuts and chicken.
I know.
I mean, that's kind of like donuts and chicken,
It
right?
hit me when I was walking away from the bread pudding. There was the fried chicken. I was like, oh.
Hold
yeah.
on.
And I just stopped that right in there because it's leftover rolls and cinnamon rolls they
I
make
mean,
that
that's
with.
all it is, right?
And it had lots of goo in it.
Yeah.
And man, alive. And then I poured a little bit of ice cream.
I don't know how you didn't fall asleep on the
Let
side
me
of the
tell
road.
you, son, there was a happy man.
Yeah.
I ain't been to Mama Hamill's in every bit of 7-8 years.
It's so good.
So good.
So
And you
good.
know what? One of the best parts about it
Yeah.
is before you even walk in the door, there's a set of 10 Commandments sitting right over by
That's
the window.
right. That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then
And it's all like a lot of the restaurant is family style seating.
almost all of it, yeah, except for a little bit.
So you get to sit across the table from people you might not know, or that right beside somebody you might not know, and you just bring up conversations. Or look, me and my wife were in there and we started praying before our meal, and folks next to us, they said, "We thank y'all for praying before your meal. You don't see that a lot." And we just started talking about Jesus right there.
You want to know? I just hit me.
Go ahead.
I just realized what this was.
What?
I pulled up this picture that I took. It was written on the chalkboard as you walk into the vestibule.
Yeah.
And then before it even popped up, I said something to me about a Bible verse written on there. And before it even popped up, I looked around, looked at your hat, and it's the same verse.
No way.
Same verse.
Mama Hamill's had this Bible verse written. Get out of here.
I read that to him.
Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28.
On the board at Mama
He took
Hamill's.
this picture of the board at Mama Hamill's today, and if you see my hat, it says Romans 8:28.
Coincidence?
I think not, God. I think so.
Isn't
Yeah.
that- see?
Yeah, that's more than Siri right there, Jesus.
That's right.
That's it. That's it. That's more than Siri. That's
That's too
God,
cool.
man. That's awesome. That is so awesome.
If
And
y'all-
on that note, we can't get any better than that.
If you
So-
believe in coincidence, that just told you that ain't coincidence.
Yeah, that's God.
I
Jack.
don't believe in that coincidence. That's Jesus right there.
That's right. Well, on that note, since we can't do better than that, let's pray. Our gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for this time together with friends. And thankful for all the people watching, Lord. May we just be a light shining for you and reach someone out there tonight that needs to hear something from you, Lord. Just be with them. Give them the peace and comfort they need, Lord. Just be with the people suffering with COVID and in the hospital. And there's so many people that need you, Lord. Just put your hands on them and protect them. And just thankful to have Mark back from Louisiana, and thankful to have Maynard back from dealing with COVID, Lord. Just thank you for all these things. Thank you for this food, and thank you for the blessing of the night. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Y'all, we're going to end this show, but we'll see you next week. We will see you next week. But then the week after that, we won't because you'll be going to the American Royal.
American Royal.
So the American Royal's coming on us quick. All right, we're going to have another popsicle. Y'all enjoy y'all's night. God bless. Love God. Love people. I'm out. What do you say, Mark?
Deuces.
All right. Y'all have a great night.